Hello, good evening or good day to you if you're somewhere where it isn't evening yet. I hope you're well and having a nice day, whatever you are up to. I've got a microphone on today, so I'm hoping that you can hear me okay. Please do give me a thumbs up or a little heart if you're watching to let me know that you can hear me okay. I always get a bit nervous with the microphone because it's plugged in, so I wouldn't want to record this and not have anyone able to hear. So please let me know if there's any issues. Today, I'm going to talk to you about having motivation to practice, which I think is something that is dear to all of us because I'm sure we all struggle with it. I certainly do sometimes. Yeah, before I do, I just wanted to remind you, if you're jumping on here now, please do let me know that you are around. And I'm also going to be talking about 3 specific tips to help you feel motivated to do your practice, but that's not going to be an exhaustive list by any means. So if you have anything that you want to share that helps you to feel motivated to practice, please do drop it in the comments. I'd love to hear from you. And particularly for myself as well, like I'm definitely not always feeling motivated to practice. So if you've got some cool tips to share, I would love to hear from you, as well as I'm sure the other people watching the video would like to hear about them. So let's talk about the 3 tips that I've got for you today. And the first one is to have a plan. So the reason I'm saying have a plan is because last week we were talking about having a short practice and 5 minutes practice being better than no practice. So if you've got a 5-minute practice but no plan as to what you're going to do in that practice, it's not going to be very productive. You really, because you've got such a short time perhaps, you really want to know exactly what you're going to be doing in that time to make sure that it's really focused and that you get the most out of the time that you have. Same goes if you have a longer practice as well. It is really important to plan those things that you're going to do. Otherwise, you could easily spend half an hour just faffing about, not doing anything if you haven't really got a focus. Like a shorter focused practice is going to be way better than giving yourself an hour or 2 hours and not having anything specific that you want to do. So I highly recommend, if you're looking to make a regular habit of your practice, then take some time to make a little plan, write down some things that you want to do and when you're going to do them, and stick to that plan. If there's some things that you know you should be practicing, but perhaps they're not your favorite things, then I recommend planning in something as well that you do enjoy doing. So for example, if you don't like doing your dance drills, or if you're a musician, practicing your scales, whatever it is along those lines, but you know you need to do them in order to progress the practice plan that you've laid out for yourself, and you just feel demotivated to do it. So make sure that you're planning something that you want to do. And when you're planning as well, it really helps to plan a time that you're going to do it. I know it doesn't always work for everybody. Perhaps if you're a shift worker, it's difficult to know when you're going to be working, or if you've got children, for example, then, you know, who knows. But if you've got a rough idea, at least you can put some space in the calendar. If you can tell your family, for example, right, this is my practice time, please, you know, give me 10 minutes, give me 15 minutes, however long it is, and then you have all of my attention. Or perhaps even if it's a little bit more vague, like, okay, I'm going to practice after my dinner. It's not a specific time each day, but you know, when you finish dinner, then you're going to do your practice. Then it's, I think it really helps you to stay on track. So that's going to keep you motivated to keep going. So that was my first tip. Have a plan. Let me know what you think of that one in the comments below. Give me a like if you think it's a good one. If you think it doesn't work for you, then let us know as well, because I'm always interested to hear what people think of these things. I've got a comment. JG Normophobe. Hi back, JG Normophobe. Thank you for watching. I see you've signed up for the challenge. I'm looking forward to working with you in a few weeks' time. Okay, so tip number 2 is to, I've forgotten what it is. Tip number 2 is to work with other people if you can. So it can be really motivating to actually be working with other people, having a combined practice together, something that you do together. You keep yourselves accountable, and I think it's really interesting to see how much you can really keep focused on something if you feel that you're going to let someone else down if you're not doing the practice. So what could we do? We could work with people together, like you could get together physically in a room, in a studio, at somebody's house at a regular time perhaps, and you know that you're always going to be there. Or you can get together online. This means you could get together live online, because the internet's amazing now, or just even like talking to each other over email or WhatsApp or whatever it is, Messenger, about your practice, and maybe having some common goals that you're both working towards. You could be showing each other your work, and giving each other a little bit of critique to help each other stay motivated, and set each other little challenges. Perhaps for your practice you could take turns in setting what the practice focus is going to be, and that way you're both, or if there's more than two of you, for example, you're all really involved in that, and the motivation comes from wanting to be working with those people and wanting not to let the other people down, and because you've made a commitment to the other people as well as yourself to stick to the practice. Another example of this, I think, is particularly in dance, and I'm sure it works the same for musicians. For example, if you're in a band, if you're with a group of people, if you're perhaps working on a group choreography, or if you're in a troupe that does improv like ATS or ITS or datura style, for example, then again, you don't want to let your other troupe mates or your the other people in your band, for example, down. So you're going to feel motivated to practice, because you don't want to be that person that hasn't shown up with all the right things done, with the choreography learnt, with your improv skills, the music, all of this kind of stuff. So that's going to really motivate you. If you have other people, they're going to keep you accountable. I've really found in the challenge that we've been doing online, the Strong Motion Challenge, that it's really helped. Like, people have found it really, really useful to be in a Facebook group with people and talking to each other every day. And they've been sharing with each other their successes and any issues they've been coming across, and finding that other people are experiencing the same things. So it's really helped people to be talking to others and realize that they're not on their own with these issues and having these successes as well. So let me know what you think about that one. If you have a group that you do your practice with, or perhaps you'd like to have a group that you do your practice with to help you keep you accountable, or perhaps let us know if that hasn't worked for you as well. It would be really interesting to hear other people's experiences on that one. And finally, I just wanted to add one more, which is that your progress is something that's going to keep you motivated. And what do I mean by this? The whole point of us practicing something is because we want to get better at it, right? So we need to see that we are getting better at it in order to stay motivated to continue to do the practice. How do we do this? In dance, it's pretty subjective sometimes as to how we think our own practice is going. So really you need a start point and an end point, and sometimes it can be only you that can decide how the progression has gone. So for dance, it's challenging, but I recommend videoing yourself and being really critical of the things that you want to work on, and perhaps really drilling down to one or two key points so that you don't get overwhelmed. But then also really focusing on the things that you do well and celebrating those, so that you're not always trying to pick holes in yourself. That's really important. And then you can monitor yourself at regular intervals to see how you're progressing. If you've been following all of the other tips to keep you motivated, then hopefully you will be progressing, and whatever skill it is you're trying to work on will be improving. And therefore, by continuing to document this and going back and reviewing it and refreshing it, you're going to see this progress. And by seeing the progress and seeing that your hard work is paying off, it's only going to keep you motivated to practice some more and keep those things going. So watching yourself on video is really hard, and it can be really easy to go straight to picking out all of your flaws. It's just what we naturally do, unfortunately. But I highly recommend it if you want to improve at whatever skill, particularly a visual skill like dancing. take a video of yourself and do a little bit of self-critique and look for the positive things as well as the things that you want to work on. So that was 3 tips for motivation for you. We had the first one, make a plan. The second one, try and find some other people to do it with or make a group somehow. And the next one is find a way to monitor your progress. So I'm really interested to hear what you thought of these 3 tips. If you have any extras, as I've said, please do drop a comment in the box below. I would love to hear about them. I definitely am always looking for new ways to motivate myself, that's for sure. It can be a struggle sometimes to keep going with it, so it's always good to have these little tips to keep you going. And if you are interested in some practice motivation and a group to practice with, obviously I'm going to be starting the next Solaris Strong Motion Challenge on the 28th of October. There's already a whole bunch of people signed up and we've still got a couple of weeks to go, so I'm really excited. This is going to be another awesome group of lovely dancers who are all working towards building strength and mobility in the shoulders and getting a beautiful posture, and also working on arm undulations for belly dance as well, to have a little bit of a dance goal in there as well as a strength and mobility goal. So if you haven't already signed up, and I can see that some people who are watching this video already have, so thank you. If you haven't already signed up, the link is in the comments. Just fill in a quick Google form and I will be in touch very soon. As always, if you have any questions, please let me know. Please do tag anyone you think will be interested or share it with any friends that you think might be interested to hear this or hear about the challenge. And I will see you next time. Take care. Bye bye.